Welcome to today's Coach's Corner. It's already day 3. We are almost at the halfway mark. I'm feeling proud of you for regularly taking a moment to pause and notice God's goodness, sharing it with Him, and learning to listen for His response. Taking a moment to listen for God's response after giving thanks seems to be a simple and small addition, but it holds the power to deepen your relational connection with Him. It also gradually bears the fruit of liking and loving yourself as you are, seen through God's eyes, which sparkle with joy upon seeing and hearing from you and eager to share His thoughts. To relate this to human experience, I might say it this way. The power of joy is real and can be undeniably felt in your body, even if it can be short-lived. Here, I'm talking about the relational joy that Jim Wilder describes, the kind we are born to seek, found in somebody's face and eyes that are glad to see us. Can you recall a time when you were greeted by someone whose eyes sparkle and whose face glowed with smiles? Sometimes your name is called by this person as if you're the most treasured find in the world. At that moment, it's not just your head, but your entire body feels and knows that someone likes to see you and loves to be with you. That person's eyes, facial expressions, tone of voice, gestures, and posture become a mirror through which you see and know who you are, someone worthy of love and significance. Do you know that this is how babies develop a sense of self in the world? This relational joy, acting as a mirror that lets babies know who they are, also applies to situations of fear and distress. When the mirror they look into, the eyes and faces of the significant adults in their lives, conveys the same message, I'm glad to be with you. Your pain matters to me. You are worthy of my attention and care. And does so with an energy of gladness in a gentler form, with a compassionate energy. It cultivates a sense of self in this child. They grow to understand their worth and the worth of others, experiencing a compassionate energy that reassures them they are worthy to be careful during times of distress and fear. But what happens if the mirror we look into is not smoothly surfaced, perhaps even broken? Sadly, some of us might have gone through human interactions that led us to believe that people cannot be a reliable source of joy and safety. Instead, they may unpredictably turn into sources of shame and danger. To a young nervous system, this inconsistency can feel like a death-like or traumatic experience. The history of repeated experiences can replace our innate pattern of connection with a pattern of protection. In our earnest desire to survive, we might have developed a survival strategy that involves not fully embracing or even resisting good and pleasant experiences that arise in human interactions and even with God, perceiving them as potential signs of upcoming danger. Now the question arises, how do we restore this? First and foremost, take heart. Our original parents, God, is the God of restoration and redemption. Second, gaining a basic understanding of how the human nervous system is designed to develop will shed some light on this. Are you ready to get to know your autonomic nervous system? I'm ready. Let's go. We have two branches of the autonomic nervous system. The sympathetic, which is known as fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, known as rest and digest. However, within the parasympathetic itself, there are two branches. One branch operates through the ventral vagus nerve, enabling us to tend and befriend as a way to seek and create safety with others. The other branch, functioning through the dorsal vagus nerve, leads us to shut down to conserve energy and collapse to preserve life. Okay, don't worry about the fancy names. These unfamiliar terms can make us feel anxious and afraid that we are not smart enough to fully benefit from this information. But that's not the case. You can always revisit this video or check other YouTube videos that explain these concepts very well later. So sit back and remind yourself that God, your original parents, will teach you all you need at the right time. For now, just sit back and look at the slide and see if you can get a sense of these concepts visually. The top blue represent the sympathetic system, and then the two layers below are the parasympathetic system. Within the parasympathetic, the yellow represent the ventral branch, and the pink represent the dorsal branch. The ventral branch in yellow is the one that seeks safety through connection with others and the world, while the dorsal branch in pink is the one that seeks safety through disconnection and dissociation from others and the world. The part I want you to focus on is the yellow middle section, known as the window of tolerance or window of capacity. Dan Siegel developed this concept to describe the optimal zone of arousal where individuals can effectively navigate life's ups and downs. Within this window, people can respond to the demands of daily life without feeling overwhelmed or withdrawn. The top blue represents a state of too much energy, the sympathetic fight or flight response. People in this zone tend to get easily agitated, angry, aggressive, anxious, or frantic. The bottom, pink, demonstrates a state of too little energy, the parasympathetic dorsal response of shutdown and collapse. Individuals in this zone often appear numb, frozen, disconnected, or dissociated. Ideally, we love to develop a large and wide window of tolerance. How do we do that? Let me see if I can explain this in a simple way. Babies come into this world with their nervous systems that are very sensitive. When something activates a baby's nervous system, their heart rate goes up, and they often experience this as fright. This fear naturally triggers an attachment cry, a call for the caregiver to come and restore safety. When a caregiver responds to a baby's attachment cry through their parental presence, protection, nourishment, warmth, soothing sound, or touch, they help the infant's nervous system return to a state of safety. This is how a baby's nervous system becomes robust and window of tolerance gets wider. When the caregiver is not present, the infant's nervous system begins to escalate, eventually crossing the threshold into a full sympathetic response and subsequently crossing another threshold into a full dorsal state. There's another way to expand and strengthen a baby's yellow zone, the window of tolerance. It is through delight. Early, we saw how a baby's sensitive nervous system easily gets frightened, leading to an attachment cry, signaling the caregiver to come and restore safety through connection. The key difference between fright and delight lies in the breath. When frightened, you tend to breathe in quickly and hold your breath. In contrast, when delighted, you breathe in swiftly, but then release the breath naturally and longer. Both fright and delight cause the heart rate to go up. However, fright comes with an energy of urgency and danger, while delight brings an energy of excitement and safety. It's fascinating how two completely different experiences can start off similarly yet have such different outcomes. Noticing moments of delight and engaging in conversation with God about them throughout the day can be an effective way to retrain your nervous system. This would be particularly beneficial if it has become skilled at avoiding any frights due to a fear of being stuck in it. When you feel your heart rate goes up with delight, pause for a moment to notice that the heart rate comes down with an exhale. As you bring these delightful experiences to God in thanksgiving and listen for His response, remember to save the good and pleasant sensations, emotions, and thoughts that arise. These moments can be seen as God's gentle reminder that He's always coming to us, eager to restore our sense of safety, particularly in times of fright and attachment cry. Let me end today's Coach's Corner by reading Isaiah 41:10. So, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This is the impression of God that comes to my mind as I hear God speak through Isaiah 41. 성심아, I know that there are many things that startle and scare you in life here on earth. I know it makes you hold your breath. It's perfectly normal and natural to feel fear in this earthly life. That's why I want you to focus your eyes on me rather than on the things that frightened you. Do you know why I say to you, do not be afraid? It's because I'm right here with you. I'm way bigger than what startles and scares you. Look, I'm right by your side, fighting for you. Have you just noticed how seeing me makes you let go of your breath? Interacting with God in all situations is a great way to expand your window of tolerance. People of light, try that out. We got this with the help of Holy Spirit.